Hello, welcome back once again. In our today's video, we're going to talk about the binomial theorem stroke the Pascal's triangle, and we're going to use this to expand some binomials, right? Okay, so now let us start with the Pascal's triangle, right? Okay, now let's know the Pascal's triangle and the trick behind this Pascal's triangle. Okay, so now let's start with the 1 and 1 by the side and 1 here, right? Whenever you start with 1, you must end with 1. Now in the next row we have 1, then we need to add 1 plus 1, which is 2, and then we have another 1 here. Then in the next row, let's start with 1, then 1 plus 2 will give us 3, 2 plus 1 will give us 3, and then we end up with 1 again. Start with 1 again. 1 plus 3 is 4, 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 1 is 4, and then 1. Start with 1 again. We have 1, 1 plus 4 is 5, 4 plus 6 is 10, 6 plus 4 is 10, 4 plus 1 is 5, and then 1. Okay, now let us start with the following example on how we're going to expand x minus 2y to the power of 3. Okay, now if you check here, the power here is 3. Then we're going to go to the row which the second number is exactly 3, and here we get the row, right? You can see the second number here is 3. Therefore our coefficients here will be 1, 3, 3, and 1, right? So therefore, with the help of these coefficients, so the expansion of this will be equal to the first coefficient 1, then multiply by the first term in the bracket x. Then this first term must have the highest power, 3. Then multiply by the second term in the bracket, which is negative 2y. Then it will have a power of 0. Now this first term here, the powers are descending, and the second term here, the powers are ascending. But you need to take note that these powers here, whenever you sum them, you must get 3. Okay, so here we have plus. Now the second coefficient is 3, multiply by the first term in the bracket, which is x. Now the power will descend from 3 to 2, and then multiply by the second term in the bracket, negative 2y. The power will ascend from 0 to 1. Then we have plus. Now the third coefficient is 3 into bracket the first term in the bracket x. Then the power will descend from 2 to 1. Multiply by the second term in the bracket, negative 2y. This power will ascend from 1 now to 2. Now you can see that whenever you add the powers here, if you add 2 and 1 here, you get 3. If you add this 2 and 1 here, you get 3. Whenever you add these powers, make sure you get 3, otherwise you're not getting the right steps. Then we have here plus. Then the final coefficient is 1, multiply by the first term in the bracket, which is x, to the power of 0. Then multiply by the second term in the bracket, negative 2y, then to the power of 3. Now all we need to do from here is to do some proper simplifications. So 1 times x cubed times, we know that this part here, let me use another color. Okay, so we know that this part here, negative 2y to the power of 0 is 1. Then 1 times x cubed will give us x cubed. Then we have plus. Is that plus? We shall know. Then here we have 3 multiplied by x squared. Then multiply by here, negative 2y to the power of 1 is negative 2y. Therefore, we have 3 times x, which is 3 times x squared is 3x squared, times negative 2y will give us negative 6x squared y. So you can see So let's put just plus. Let us simplify everything. We have 3x squared here. Then multiply by here we have just negative 2y. Then we have here plus. Here we have 3 times x to the power of 1 is 3x. Then negative 2y squared. Remember the power is even, so we're expecting a positive answer, right? So this will be multiplied by, we know this will give us 4y squared, right? So that will be 4y squared. Okay. Then here we have this last term here, which is plus 1 times x to the power of 0 is 1, multiplied by negative 2y cubed, but the power is odd. We're expecting a negative answer. So 2 cubed will give us 8, and then we have 8y cubed. So simplifying this will give us x to the power of 3, then minus, yes of course, 6x squared y, yes, then plus 12xy squared, then minus 8y cubed. So therefore we have the following expansion of this binomial to the third power, that this will be equal to x cubed minus 6x squared y, then plus 12xy squared, then minus 8y cubed. And this is the correct answer, right? Okay, so let's go to the next example. So we're going to expand this binomial. We have 3x plus 4y all to the power of 4. So let's see how we're going to expand this binomial. So this is going to be equal to, let's go back to the Pascal's triangle. The highest power here is 4. So we're going to go to the row which the second number is 4. And here comes the row, right? So you can see our coefficients are 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Right? So our coefficients here are 1. Is that 4? Yes, 4, 6, 4, 1. What am I doing? That is 4, 6, 4, 1, right? So we have 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. These are the coefficients: 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. So these are our coefficients. So let's start with the first coefficient, which is 1. Multiply by the first term in the bracket, which is 3x. Remember, the power here will be 4, which is the highest power here. Remember that this first term, the powers are always descending, while the second term, which is 4y, the powers will always ascend. So this will be to the power of 0. Then plus the second coefficient there is 4, right? So sorry for this. Okay, so now the second coefficient here is 4, so we have plus 4 into bracket, so this will be 3x. Now the power will descend to 3. Multiply by 4y, the power will ascend to 1. So plus the third coefficient is 6, multiply by 3x, the power will descend from 3 to 2, and this one 4y, the power will ascend from 1 to 2. So here we have plus the next coefficient is 4, multiply by 3x, the power will be 1, then multiply by 4y, the power will be 3. Then plus the last coefficient is 1, multiply by 3x to the power of 0, right? Then multiply by 4y to the power of 4. Remember that whenever you sum these two powers, they will give you 4, right? And you can see that their sums will always be 4, right? So you need to check that out to know if you are following the right steps. Okay. Now let us proceed. So here this will be equal to, So here we have 3x to the power of 4. 3 to the power of 4 will give us 81. Then we have x to the power of 4. Multiply by 4y to the power of 0 is 1. Then we have plus 4 multiply by 3x to the power of 3. 3 to the power of 3 will give us 27, right? Yes, so it will give us 27, then x to the power of 3. Multiply by 4 to the y to the power of 1 will give us 4y. Then plus, here we get 6, multiply by 3x to the power of 2 will give us 9x squared. Then multiply by 4y to the power of 2 will give us 16y squared. Then we have plus 4 multiplied by 3x to the power of 1 is 3x. 4y to the power of 3 will give us 4 cubed is 64. Then y cubed. Then plus 1 multiplied by 3x to the power of 0 is 1 multiplied by 4y to the power of 4. 4 to the power of 4 is 256. Then we have y to the power of 4. Amazing. So now simplifying, so we get this is equal to here. Let us simplify. 81x to the power of 4, that is what we have right over there. 81x to the power of 4 plus, so here 4 times 27 times 4, that will give us 432. So here we have 432. Remember we have x cubed and y. Then plus here 6 times 9 times 16, that will give us 864. 864. Remember we have x squared, y squared. Then here we have plus 4 times 3 is 12 times 64, that will give us 768. Then we have xy cubed. Don't forget that. Then plus, so we have 256 y to the power of 4. Right? Yes, so 256 y to the power of 4. So in conclusion, we can say that 3x plus 4y to the power of 4 is equal to 81 x to the power of 4 plus 432 x cubed y plus 864 x squared y squared plus 768 xy cubed, then plus 256 y to the power of 4. And here we have the correct answer, right? So this is the expansion of this binomial to the 4th power, right? Okay, now when we talk about how to expand, because it has applications, 1 plus root 5 to the power of 6. When we talk about how to expand this, we can use this Pascal's triangle to get the right answer very fast. And if you check my videos, I've already done this on how to expand this using the binomial theorem and the Pascal's triangle, right? Okay, if you really enjoyed this video, I will like to give you a test. You can write the correct answer down below in the comment section. So you're going to expand 2x minus 3y to the power of 5. So if you know the knowledge of this, you can get the right answer, and make sure you use the binomial theory and the Pascal's triangle. Please, if you really enjoyed this class, yes, this is a very long video, and you know, this is just like explaining something which is very important. So if you really enjoyed this video, please do not forget to subscribe. This is very much important, and this really helps us, right? This helps us a lot. You can subscribe, and please do not forget to like. You can comment. Yes, you can comment your answer as you get the right answer, and do not forget, most especially, to share with your friends. Bye bye. See you in our next video, where we're going to explain another important topic. Bye bye.